is adopting the agenda. Any changes to the agenda? No? Okay, I'll take a motion.
I make a motion.
Joel, second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we will have public comment and visitors.
Thank you for having us tonight. I guess the designated presenter, but from the playground committee. But Lynn Stoltenberg is here and Mackenzie Lorenzen as part of the playground committee. So they're going to jump in and fill in if I miss anything or say anything wrong. So our objective here is to propose a partnership between the school and the committee on our funding options. So I have a few things I'd like to share. This first slide is it's very text heavy, but I just want to give a nice background. This project has been in play, in discussion, design, research since the winter of 2025, I believe, when I look back at our first meeting minutes. So it's been a long time. The committee is made up of staff and teachers and then community members as well. Lynn and Todd and Mr. Schoenbeck have spent a lot of time reaching out to partner school or other schools in the area. What have they done? What companies have they looked into? And Spherescapes was the project partner that we ended up designing with. So this is just a background of where we are and where we're going, and we'll dive into it. If you haven't seen, this is our, can you guys see that? Wait, here, Joel, you can see that? This is our proposed layout and design. There's a couple of things that I want to highlight here. One of the biggest components of this is the surfacing, and that is using turf surfacing, extending from where our current structure is, and that current structure is staying because that is still good. They confirmed that with us, that it's still quality and it can stay, all the way through to the kind of the fence area on the other side. So big strip of turf surfacing with our equipment on top of that. And then we will add an additional, this is what we call the main structure, right? We looked at lots of these. They kept coming back to us and we're like, no, we need something different. The reason we chose this structure, first of all, it is zero entry from all sides. So wheelchairs, anything that you would need mobility-wise, you can access through this structure. And it just provides a lot of different opportunities for play. There's sensory areas, there's more quiet areas, there's see that boat thing? That is a structure where anyone can go on and it's like a swing. It's kind of a rocking back and forth motion. So if someone is in a wheelchair or any other device, they can use it as well, as long as, and kids who are, standing. So those are some of the features of that main structure. The next component, we call this kind of maybe more of an independent play area, right? Some kids love to be with all the people and the chaos, but some need that, like, I just need to be on a swing by myself, or I just need to be over here by myself. So we're adding in swings, you can see there, and then a zero entry merry-go-round. It's really kind of a neat thing. This thing here that you see, that is no longer in the plan. We cut that out too. It wasn't needed and it was too expensive. And then a teeter-totter, and this last structure here is a zip line for all abilities. So you sit in it and it goes back and forth. It's a really, really neat thing. We got that idea from the playground in Sioux Falls. So this is our proposed plan as of right now. It can subject to change, but we're pretty confident in what this looks like going forward. So one of the main, this is really text heavy, so I don't expect you to read this all. One of the main conversations that we had when we started this was the surfacing, right? And what do we need to do First of all, in the climate that we're in, the drainage that is a concern, right? The safety of it as well. So all of those things came into play. And Webster did turf, right? Yes, Webster did turf. The other option, which is not an option for us, is you see that rubber material, that's foam, yeah, foam, rubber material. It's not good for the Midwest climates because it gets very, very slippery in the winter. So it's not good for school playgrounds because they get used year round. It's okay for city playgrounds at times because they don't get as much use in the winter, right? But for school playgrounds, that gets too slippery. So we decided turf is the best option. Some of those things with the turf that is a big selling factor is that enhanced safety because there is a fall protection pad underneath the turf surfacing. So if someone falls, which happens all the time on a playground, right? There's going to be less shock to break an arm or break a wrist. I've had one of those in my house as well. So that's a big portion of this. It's also ADA accessible, so it's stable, it's firm, it's slip resistant, and improves accessibility for students with all abilities. Lower lifetime maintenance costs. There's no mulch, there's no topping it off, there's no raking or edging, those types of things. It's a cleaner play environment, right? It eliminates the mud, the dust, and then all those little rubber chips that track into our houses and into the school. Let's see, year-round usability. Turf drains very quickly after the rain, so it allows the playground to be used much faster when we have a really wet spring. Let's see here. Long-term durability. Some people have asked, well, how long does turf last? Well, anywhere from 15 to 20 years. They say 15 years. I talked to Janelle at Spearscapes. 15 years, and she says it will last much longer because you're going to take care of it as well, right? They give you a time frame of these things. So 15 to 20 years. And I think the beauty of the turf is you can just replace portions of it like carpet, right? So if there's an area worn down in the turf, you can just cut it out, replace it like you would a piece of carpet in your house. So you don't have to dig up the whole thing and do that. And so you can see some of the other why turf is the option for the playground. This is a real life view. This is not of the structure from a different angle. Now, there's a few things that aren't included. So this back part here, those one-off structures are not included in the structure, but this gives you an idea of what it looks like in real life. There's different colorways, there's different, options that we can, change the colors to match maybe red and black, those types of things. But I wanted just to show you guys what it looks like on a real playground. So our budget, this is what we have right now. So our budget component is of the turf and then the equipment. So it's broken out into two different areas, okay? And you're gonna see the breakdown, very detailed breakdown. So you have to have the concrete, the sidewalk around it to attach it, those types of things, the base construction, the surfacing, the fall protection pad. And then we go into the equipment and what that costs and the breakdown of each of those components. So the main structure, $142,000, and then broken down into there. So a total of $464,200 was the total budget given to us. We actually just reached out to another playground company that does a lot of playgrounds in the area to get a comparable, like, okay, this is what we have without giving them any money or any dollars. What can you do to match this? And they came in higher. So we did our due diligence to make sure that the prices that we were getting are fair. And I think that's really important to know, that it was significantly higher. So,
Are these locked in for any certain amount of time?
I don't know. That question is it what?
Are these prices locked in for a certain amount of time? Okay.
No.
They're subject to change, so the
Sure.
longer we
Yep.
wait, the longer
Yep.
it takes.
That's
We
what I was
can-
curious.
we
Yeah.
can-
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean, once the funds are there, I think we can talk to them and they can order the equipment and
And then they'll be, yeah.
it'll be, that part will
Okay.
be locked in and, yeah.
Probably just the construction part, maybe not.
Yep.
Okay, you.
Yeah, and this this includes installation as well. This includes instruction, and installation, yep. So everything is here. So, we are very excited. We have hit over $100,000 in our account fundraised. I'm gonna break that down for you. 25,000 of it was from Glacial Lakes Energy. If you saw that sponsorship, which was amazing and a wonderful thank you to them. The Deuel County Community Foundation awarded us a $10,000 grant. The Deuel School students from their jump rope from the previous year to this year was a total of $41,000. And then from April, not even April, because that was the jump challenge, probably May to now, our community has supported over $24,000. So the excitement is there, the commitment is there, and to say that we have had we have $100,000 in the bank already, we're pretty excited about that. It's a huge, huge accomplishment. And then the total goal again, $464,200. Why we're asking for this partnership from the school and the board? It strengthens our grant competitiveness. So we have applied for a lot of grants. The Land and Water Conservation Grant that you saw that you did the resolution for. We have some other grants out there right now. So a lot of those grants like to see, half of the project cost or a significant amount before they award. So it strengthens that. It strengthens our business and community support, knowing that the school is invested, right? When we are getting ready to go and do a hard ask, right? And then they say, okay, what's the school, what's their investment? We'd like to be able to hopefully tell them, something, right, of what that looks like. The second thing is enhancing school property and community pride. I don't know, but when you park out there for an event and walk by the playground, it doesn't look real good. And I know that's been in the strategic plan, right? The property, the community pride, the excitement about it. And the feedback and the positivity of the project has really been overwhelming. It's been phenomenal. When we launched the Bullseye for the Playground fundraiser, we sold out in less than a week and a half of our cards. So it was pretty remarkable. The other component is, it's for our kids, it's for our students, right? It supports our physical, social, and emotional development. Also, 20% of our students are on IEP. Our current playground no longer serves their needs. Whether it's sensory, whether it's mobility, whether it's independent play with other, it doesn't serve their needs. This is a playground that is designed for everyone, not just one person, not just a group of people, for everyone. And then I've already shared this, our community is already investing. Our $100,000 is already secured. It demonstrates responsible stewardship and partnership that we're looking for. So, if you haven't been out to the playground recently, here are some photos of what it looks like. You can see all of this, is it tarp?
It's the
Underlayer of the chips is coming up, and you trip on it, basically. And then that ledge there, it's high. So any student that has to get over it, it's a struggle, right? And it's a tripping hazard. Lynn, you probably can talk to this.
Not even just for the kids who struggle to get over it.
Yeah.
The kids who go running and boom, face plant because they caught a foot on it when
Yeah.
they're going.
I looked back in the yearbook. It was 2006, 2007 when this playground was installed. So it is over 20 years old. The nice part is knowing that the structure that they invested in is still good 20 years later, right? It's just the surfacing that needs the biggest a need. So here's another picture, just another view. And another component is they don't have a whole lot to play on, right? This is it. This is it, and then the field, right? There's no swings, there's no other components. This structure is the only component they can play on. And the cement. And if the other field is wet or slippery or an ice rink, they can't go on that. I've heard many of times my son come home, I can't play football because it's too wet and slippery and all of those things, right? So it gives them an extended space to play, which is very much needed. So we are asking for a partnership. with our $100,000 that we've raised, we feel that it's an appropriate time to ask that the Deuel School District partner with our community and our committee, committing up to 50% of our total project costs through capital outlay funds. That capital outlay investment would be $232,000, $232,100. How about that? I've been talking too much. And then we, as a committee, would have $132,000 left to raise to make this project a reality. And we feel with, what we've seen with commitments so far, that $132,000 is doable with a partnership from the school. So, Lynn, Mackenzie, did I miss anything? And then we would love to answer questions.
No, okay.
Mr. Ralph, Mr. Schoenbeck, have you been involved? Did I miss anything?
We have not, we haven't done a huge launch out to larger businesses or anything yet. And I think that's kind of where we were thinking,
Yep.
the additional money that we would continue to reach out for. And if everything goes amazing and we get more than that amount,
Yeah,
we'll
need less.
find more things to add to, or a shed or whatever,
Yeah, sure.
or upkeep. It can sit in a fund for upkeep, whatever.
Like the scoreboard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any questions for you guys?
You putting turf under, you're gonna take the climbing deal all off, put turf under all that
Yes.
stuff there, that's there.
Yep.
So you're keeping that other,
Yes.
all that stuff there.
Yes.
That has to all be removed, but the slides will be there yet and all.
Yep,
that
all,
stuff there.
everything in this, all these pictures, it will all be there. It just, the turfing will be underlaid.
What kind of turf is it? Is it the stuff that has the little black pellets in it?
It's a playground. I don't know the company name, but it does have a fill in it, right? It has
Those
a,
little black pellets?
yeah.
But it's got like a seal.
Yeah, so they don't like
Come up.
come up.
It's kind of like a flat,
Well, I mean, I'm talking about, some of the stuff that the ball bounces on, you see the black stuff.
Oh, like a football field type of
Yeah.
thing.
Is that what it is or not?
I don't know that in detail about it. Do you?
I don't know for
I
sure.
can't answer that. The one thing here is,
Because that's a track too.
here, this is what it says. Our playground turf is designed for high-use play areas and offers the best durability and return on investment. Let's see here. It's unique with the padding.
I think it's a little different than the football field, like what you're talking about, because I've been to Canby, and you'll see, and I know exactly what you're talking about, that flat comes up. I think it's like shorter, and that fill doesn't get as messy.
Yeah.
I remember him talking about that at Spearscapes, that it's like the same as a football field, but like
A little bit
obviously
shorter
shorter,
because it doesn't have,
and
you
it
don't have to have the
doesn't need
length.
all of
Yeah.
that rubber.
Yeah.
So it's not like.
And I would think that, because that's what my concern was too, if they say it's ADA compliant, but I think of like a football field turf.
No,
and
no,
that's
it's-
harder to get.
I
especially
think
if
it's shorter
weather
to the,
field.
I think I'm 99% sure
okay.
it's shorter to
Okay.
the surface, so, yeah.
I've heard that fill tracks too. We've been looking all over the school.
Can't be as bad
Can't
as
be
rubber
as
chips.
bad.
Nothing is as bad as rubber chips.
Yeah.
Does this include, I know at one point
Mhm.
there was some tiling for the current field in this for drainage?
No,
Does-
it does
Okay,
not, no.
okay.
So the middle school, they have football, is that out there, is that gonna be moved?
It
Nope.
won't be touched.
They still practice out
There'll
there.
still be enough room for
Yeah,
that.
yep, none of the space that they currently use for practices will be,
Kind of more to the south.
It's more like a big long, so if you take where the current structure just go kind of in a straight line, all the way to the road, to the west, thank you. So that whole space will be
From
untouched.
the old stuff, the road, that's
Mhm.
this new stuff.
So that picture you had wasn't really, I mean, that showed it across that whole field there.
Yeah, no, this is just, it's going this way, so this is not the field, this is right next to the current structure,
Right
and
next
then
to the
this
building.
is
Yep.
towards the
Okay.
fence, so it's just turned a little bit, yeah. Good question. Anything else? Help you with that?
We won't make a decision today. This was just their presentation to us, and
Yep.
we'll review at the next meeting.
Yeah, and I will send this to Mr. Schoenbeck, so if you want to print it off and review it, absolutely. So, all right, anything else?
Thanks for coming.
Find
All right.
out through that stuff. It'd be nice to know that, because tracks on wet feet, so.
Yeah, the playgrounds, Webster, I mean, they said it was fantastic. I don't think they had.
I
any
kind
problem.
of trust the
Phone
playground
call,
committee.
you
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
otherwise-
And then I just.
We can't use the foam. The foam we would have broken arms,
No,
right?
a phone
And then if we use grass, then it's.
I just
wet
saw a
side.
place that
It's like
did,
rubber sand is what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
they have,
rubber,
yep.
the foam squares. So glad we did not consider that as an option. They're coming up, they're not level.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that was good.
I mean,
Good call.
The playground committee or the company you're working with has offered, they're experts at this,
Yes,
so. I
Yeah,
feel
Sprucescapes
trust
does
them.
playgrounds all over, so they're very, very
They
trusted.
probably gave us the best option.
Yeah, so, thank you guys
Thank
very
you.
much, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, next is conflict of interest disclosures, none for this round, right?
Right.
That's the next
We'll
meeting.
go
We
annual,
have
sorry.
2 meetings, yeah.
Okay, oh yeah, we have 2 meetings.
Yeah, so then the next is consent agenda, so the regular June 8th meeting minutes and the June payroll, so I'll just take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is approving the handbooks. So first is the second reading of the middle school, high school handbook. And I don't have the page number.
Page 9,
Oh, yeah, it's like.
starts the,
Yeah.
they're on the top,
Mhm.
top right corner.
Mhm.
I move them all over to
Nine.
keep everyone on the toes.
Thank you.
Do you want to go over all of the things again?
I
or
don't
just the
think
one
so,
thing that we
unless you guys
modified?
feel the need to. We just reviewed this last month, so if there was any changes from last month, maybe.
Yeah, the
Or if
only,
you got something that you really wanna read,
Yeah, true.
the only change that I made was just rewording on page 14, section 13. The absence, the day of an activity or activity practice. I changed the wording from what we had it last month to all participants of extracurricular activities are expected to be in attendance for at least half the day, and then any combination of 4 class periods constitutes half the day to participate. The part that I changed was I added, with the exception of absences that are classified as exempt, to hopefully clear up that piece of it. And then, parents are strongly discouraged from excluding students from attending school on days during which a student has a practice or contest scheduled, it should be scheduled, not scheduled.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
For reasons other than those classified as exempt. And then the high school office will communicate with coaches any students who do not meet this threshold.
Yeah, thank you. That's perfect. We'll approve them individually. Any other thoughts on the middle school district? So I'll take a motion to approve that.
Joel makes a motion.
Wait a second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is the second reading of the elementary handbook.
I have very minimal changes based off the feedback from the first reading. We just got rid of Mr. Dyke as elementary music. And then I also, on page 37, just crossed off, a post will be created on the school website. We no longer do that between the phone calls and Facebook and
Good idea.
everything else. Everybody goes to those, to those things first before they even consider looking at the website. So those are the only 2 changes that I had, other than the first reading, which I didn't hear anything different during that time, so.
The post on the school website, was that on the high school one too?
Yeah.
So that, and that you removed.
I think you did on the first one,
In
didn't
the
you?
first reading,
Okay.
we talked about that.
Okay.
That's why I caught it.
Oh, great. I don't forget all, or remember all the changes.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, I'll take a motion to approve.
Motion?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we'll approve the financial report for the month ending June 30th, 2026. So it starts on page 52. Any questions or comments? This is kind of like the end of the year numbers too, like it
Not
should
quite.
change
It
or
should
not
be,
quite?
not quite, it is For the most part, if you go to page, and Joel called me about this today, if you go to page 58 where it shows the expenses and revenue, whatever, so there's some year-end manual journal entries and stuff that need to be done yet. And I also put, if you look at the bottom of that page 58, there's telephone, gross receipts tax, REA utility tax. So we have to include that, even though we don't get paid those dollars until probably July or August, we have to include them in this last school year's revenue. The only one that's actual, I do have the telephone receipts, gross receipts tax, but I haven't got the REA utility one, and I have to figure out the federal funds receivable, because that's grants that we have, that will have dollars that will come in over the next couple of months that go into that. So I have to figure those out, but these are my approximations there. So if you look at the revenue expenses, and then the difference there is $321,490 that would come from the fund balance, but we're still gonna have that revenue of the approximately $279,000.
Oh, sure.
So that'll change it. So I'll redo this once all the manual journal entries, everything is done, so we can see exactly where we ended up.
Yeah, that's good, because we
So-
budgeted this transfer.
Well, we budgeted, I did not transfer the dollars. We had the 130 that we're gonna transfer from capital to general. We did transfer the dollars from general to,
Capital to general.
what's that?
Capital to general.
No, we did not transfer from capital outlay to general, but we transferred from general to food service and to other enterprise, yes. But we did not transfer this in, yeah.
And we really wouldn't need to do that much, according to what you're kind of showing
Yeah,
here.
yeah, and so we did, and then, yeah, because on the original budget, the balance due from the fund balance, we had 248,075, we're gonna end up with, what, 40,
Yeah,
About 40,000.
probably 40,
Yeah.
over
so
40,000.
that'll be way
Yeah.
better, so then in our budget for next year, we maybe
Yeah.
don't have to do
So,
so much. But we'll transfer when we need to, please.
yeah, I just didn't transfer it because we had to have the revenue and the expenses weren't.
We got an
Yes,
extra
I-
difference in the capital, we got plus there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right, and we have in the past, in the capital outlay, so yeah, so there's, I mean, that, like I said, there might be a few little things that are, that'll be different, but yeah, because I mean, we balanced, or we budgeted that we would have a, you know, extra $563,777, and it actually came out to be $850,000.
It's nice,
So,
things to see.
yeah.
Okay. Any other financial thoughts? Or I'll take a motion to approve.
Joel made a motion, and that's just on, yeah, we haven't done the bills yet.
Next.
Joel makes a motion.
Okay,
Yeah.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We're gonna move over to the other meeting in 2 minutes, just as a heads up. Approve the bills. Those are on page 62 and 63, 64. Any questions?
Hey, one question, is there any, programs that we pay for, we get all those bills for programs, and, is there any that SPED uses, and I know SPED's having a problem with keeping budget too, but, that SPED use part of that program, that SPED can pay for part of that, or do we?
Some of the stuff goes into SPED if it's something that they
got
use,
specific
but a lot of it, yeah, a lot of it is like the softwares and stuff, 'cause, so a lot of the things in this now, like
Yeah.
some of the stuff, some of the expenses went back to the 25-26 school year, and then especially the capital, most of that goes from the 26-27, because it's a lot of the things that we need for the beginning of this
Right.
school year, yeah. But I mean, we try to separate it out, depending on where it's gonna be used.
I'm gonna say my question over again.
Okay.
The software, not the programs, but the software.
Yep.
Are they only specific to non-SPED programs, is what I'm saying. Can some of that software that's generalized to the school, so to speak, be?
I can't think of any software that would be specific to SPED.
Well, not specific to,
But like could a
Used
portion
by
of
It's
that.
used by SPED, but I mean, it's,
But some of that stuff, there's a lot of specifications of what sped dollars can be used
Yeah.
for too.
I know,
Yeah.
but I was reading
Yeah.
that, and that's what spurred this question, do we have any
Right.
crossover things that, say SPED uses 20% of a certain software, would that be possible to put in the sped budget?
But they're using it for the same kids that are in the classroom, you know what I mean, if
All
it's
I'm doing is
elementary
to
kids.
transfer from general fund dollar, capital outlay
Yep.
dollars to sped, which, you know, we're not having a problem, you know, we can.
Actually, we're better off in capital outlay than we are in
I
sped.
know, that's what I said,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, but it's still,
Now we are.
the kids that are in
Maybe
sped,
we won't be down the
the
road.
kids that are in sped, a lot of them are, I mean, in the classroom too, so I mean, they're being used for the same kids.
Yeah,
I don't know how
I
you would
know.
split it out,
It just-
because I have no idea how many, like, what percent.
I know, you got to,
Would be
just
used.
make an estimate.
Yeah.
And I think the way it looked in the
Yeah.
rules on that, you could get by with an estimate. You know, we could- Anyway, that's all.
I'll take a motion, because we gotta move to the budget hearing.
Wait,
Thanks,
all seconds.
Joel. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'll pause this meeting and we'll do the budget hearing. And that's a packet that Ellen put in there, that looks, has the cardinal one. Right, this is what we're gonna do?
No,
Oh, what are we doing now?
No, go to page, that's just part of my report.
Oh, sorry.
That's part of
I thought
my
you were gonna do
report.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, 82.
86, 87. Right?
82, 83.
Is that what it is?
Hold on. 80.
86, 87.
Oh, I was looking at the agenda, yes.
Yeah. 86, 87. So
We're
this is
all over
technically
the
what was,
Budget.
yeah, what was approved, and then this was published in the paper. Yeah.
When was it published? Looking right on here. What date was that, you know?
Uh,
Published in June?
It was published in June sometime, yeah.
Yeah,
I can't
after
remember what
the
it was. It
meeting.
was,
That's all I was wondering.
yeah, it was like the middle of June, I think it was, yeah. Yeah, middle of June. Yep. And it has to be put in the paper and, yeah, so if anybody wants to come in and,
But you will go through this too, or not? We're just looking at the budget itself? I thought we were doing this,
that is part of my report. So that would be the difference from this to where we're at right now.
right, I
Yeah,
thought that's what
but-
the hearing covered, I guess.
No, the hearing covers, no, if somebody comes in and wants to
about
talk
these
about
things,
his budget, yeah.
Oh, I thought we
Yeah.
always did this at the same time. Okay, we'll get there. Sounds good.
And then we make changes, it's gotta be republished or.
Right, so once we, yep, when we approve the budget, then this whole thing, like these two sheets, this will get published again with where we ended up.
The final budget is,
Yes.
August.
that'll be in.
August or whatever.
Final budget and levies are due by September 30th.
Yeah.
So we just have to.
But I think
vote
we've
on
done
that.
in August,
In
so,
August,
yeah,
so-
yeah,
And if we need through September, but.
yeah. If something would really
Yeah.
change,
Yeah.
but. that should-
So I guess we can wait to dive in to the details till when Ellen goes through the,
Right, because this is what, like I would have went through
Yeah.
the last meeting,
Right.
here are the numbers that are on these sheets right here.
Right.
And that's what has to be published in the paper.
We'll
right?
take this and maybe have to put some changes on this from this, is that what you're saying?
Right, that's what's gonna happen, so, yep, and I've already changed this in the system, but we have to, for this hearing, we have to go off of the one that was published in the newspaper, which is the one that's in here.
Right.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then as we've done things, I've changed this one, so when it's approved, then the changes will be made to this, and those will be put in the paper. But I think the hearing is if anybody wants to come in and
Got it.
they,
Which there is nothing.
yeah, wanna make their comments about
Mhm.
what's in the budget here.
So we don't switch to this whole
Then they
agenda.
Not yet.
We do the other one first and then move to this agenda.
Mhm.
Got it.
It's just this budget hearing is a description.
Yeah, it's just that we have to do a budget hearing, so he gives the public the opportunity to come in and
So.
make their comments.
The public already left.
Yep.
They're watching, they're gone.
Yep.
They just can't say
Is there a
that.
set time you have to wait or not, or?
No, we're good now. There's no big
There's
deal.
no motion being made or nothing? Okay.
No, we can go back to the regular scheduled programming.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Better than somebody here will just have to,
Yeah.
listen to their,
Yeah.
taking their comments, so.
Okay, so we got through the bills. The next one was approve the audit proposal. That's on page 66, for me, yellow. Is it the same or different? What's different about it from last year?
The price,
Last year. I wouldn't.
yeah.
What did they put in there for the price?
The price, I'm trying to remember where it's at, it's in here.
Is
It
it-
is.
Because I know when I was looking for it again, I can't find it, yeah, because it's
Page
like,
70,
did you find it, Leah?
second from
Okay.
the bottom.
There we go, I was looking way up on top, yeah, 18,500.
And really, this is our only choice, so, at the moment, right? Am I
He raised the price
sorry?
on that,
I wanna say
I wanna say it was 17, something, was it was maybe 17.5 last year? Because I originally put 18 in the budget, and then now I'll change it to 18.5 because it came in, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve it.
thank you.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Sorry, I'm lost in my papers here. Approve the resignation of Doug Dyke, resignation/retirement.
Yeah, I sent you his resignation. Doug has been here for 12 years and he, kind of a late retirement, but I want to thank him for his years of service here, so.
Yeah, he really did a nice job.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. Guess we'll approve that first.
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is reviewing Mr. Dyke's penalty for the late resignation.
His notification put him in the $1,500 range for a penalty. I know in the past, we have waived these if somebody resigns or does something, but I'm throwing it out to you guys if you want to assess the penalty or waive it.
We have nobody to fill this yet, do we?
I have an interview on Wednesday.
Promise me?
Yeah.
Well, it makes a difference.
Yeah, I agree. If it feels like it will be easy to fill, then I would say leave it, but if it puts us in a bind,
We got another one to do.
yeah.
I know,
Right,
yeah.
right. But that one, like this one, he's actually retiring,
Mhm.
where, yeah.
Yeah. It gave us 12 years.
What's that?
What's your thought?
I would be fine with waiving it.
What do you think? Yeah.
That's what it-
I'm okay waiving it.
Thank you.
So I'll take a motion to waive.
Joel makes a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's a bonus for having such a good finale, so
Yeah, the graduation songs were really great.
anyway,
Okay, moving on to approve Rhonda Young's resignation.
Rhonda accepted a position in Elkton as of the last week, so we're gonna be in a situation here where we're looking for a 5th special education teacher with a month to go here.
prospects of that getting filled?
I doubt it.
Really?
Select heavily no.
I would be surprised if we get an applicant.
Yeah, that puts us up in a worse situation.
It does.
Down a teacher and took another position. There was a choice. We put the resignation and the penalty in one line. Do you-
Oh, that's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I guess if we're talking, she fits the $3,000 penalty mold, and it would be on my suggestion that we do assess that one.
Yeah, it puts us in a bind, so.
Might have to
I
throw
agree
that
with
out as
Robert.
bonus money to get somebody to take it down.
It's a good idea.
Or pay somebody else's fine at a different school if they wanna come here.
True.
That's a good idea too.
Because if we find somebody now, that's what we're gonna be up against.
Right,
Oh,
so using that fee for that.
It's
big-
becoming the norm now.
I'll make a motion for the resignation to be okay, because you gotta do that too. Anyway.
No, we
We
put
can do it.
this one all together just because,
Okay.
yeah.
And the penalty of 3,000, I'd recommend keeping, or I'd agree with Chad's
Okay,
recommendation.
I'll make
What
that,
about you?
I'll add that to my motion.
Okay, sounds good.
Hate to do it, but it's gonna be a pickle for us.
Yeah,
Second.
thank you. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next is approving the policy, DIB type of funds. We reviewed this last time, we just didn't make it on the agenda.
We did, it just didn't make it on the agenda, so this is on page 72, and there's just one highlighted item under the capital outlay fund, which basically says you can pay your property insurance premiums out of capital outlay now, which you guys are well aware that that's a change going into this year, and we are doing that.
Take a motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is the approval of middle school volleyball coach Morgan Hanson.
Morgan's a high school special education para, and she will be taking Hannah London's position this fall.
So moved.
Second.
You guys are efficient. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, approve the high school student council representative Maddie Perry.
Maddie is our new high school counselor, and I have twisted her arm to take this position.
Thank you, Maddie.
She, not having to do the homecoming is gonna be a big thing for her. So
Yeah, right off the bat.
right off the bat, and
Yeah,
being a new
that's good.
teacher, counselor, that would be a lot,
Yeah,
so.
that was a good thing.
So we got a total of how many counselors now?
Two.
She's replacing the one that left 2 years ago. Okay, I'll take a motion to approve that.
Make motion.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Did you get it? Very good.
Yes, I got it. Yep.
Approve the homecoming advisors. There's two, they're co-advisors, Sarah Mayland and Taylor Kraus.
Yeah, these two are taking the homecoming piece of it, so we can bounce some ideas off of each other, and I know they'll do a good job, so, especially since Sarah's done it, so.
I'll make a motion.
Joel? Wade? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is approved assistant golf coach Heath Hinker.
This is a position that we just created this year, and Heath volunteered this year, so he'll be taking on the paid position.
He's been volunteering already.
Yeah, with
Okay.
Matt, yeah.
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Where's this put us with open positions for coaches and such?
He'll
I'm
get
gonna
to it.
Talk
Oh,
about it in a
sorry.
minute.
I'm so excited.
It's a good question. Good question. Yes. So we will get to the reports, but I am listed first, so I guess I'm going first. Oh, shoot, I forgot to give handouts. Sorry. So what I'm gonna review, is, so back in May, all of us school board members met with all the certified staff and all the admin. And we had a set list of 9 questions that we asked all of them. And this is the report out of the findings that we collected from those conversations. So there's multiple pages. I'm not reading them to you. I'm just gonna highlight them for you now, and then you guys can read later. And then what I also want us to do before we leave today is maybe come up with a small committee, maybe 2 board members and, well, and all of admin if possible, to kind of talk about any like key takeaways, things that are good that we should highlight, or improvement areas that we can focus on for the next year. So each question is listed. What is the district doing well? It was very, very positive. A lot of key areas was mentioned by the staff. We have a strong culture. The teachers are all collaborative, or feel like there's good collaborative efforts happening in the school. A lot of mention of co-teaching has been really impactful, helping with the special ed and general ed combinations and keeping everybody inclusive. The positive atmosphere, a strong school spirit. Communication has been really good, and this is more in the area of staff, in the communication area. They like the roundings that are happening with their supervisors. And then elementary communication has been a strength. Really strong support for students, creating those relationships, building trust and autonomy with the teachers. They feel like they are trusted as professionals from admin, and that's awesome. We give them good professional development and instructional initiatives to work on. A lot commented about how they love their Friday time to collaborate with each other, work on professional development. But it was really good prep time, but mostly collaborating with their other peers. We heard a lot. So much was highlighted, Todd, about the intervention in 95, the phonics, like every single, I think, teacher in elementary loved it and how great it's been and how impactful it is. So that has been, like, overwhelmingly, everybody commented on that. Yeah, so very positive there. Administrative and program support, very positive. So there was a lot of good feedback there. Like, keep doing, this is really great, and we'll dive into details in our committees. And we'll share this out too. What areas do you see your district can improve on? Most often was student discipline and accountability. There's this last year, or the last few years, there's been some inconsistencies around our student discipline practices. And we've addressed that with the admin that have made the changes in the handbook that we hope that will help with some of these areas. So already kind of met to discuss those areas. Communication, would like more communication regarding why decisions were made, or kind of maybe more background around why decisions were made, the why. Parent relationships and expectations, I think, as we all know, trends around how parents' relationships are showing up for their students have changed over the years, and it is getting more challenging and harder. Parents are surfacing more concerns or demands, and then in the manner in which they do so maybe is a little bit more challenging too, so kind of addressing those. And we're seeing more students with more special education needs or behaviors, and so an increasing, we heard that by a number of staff, it's just our student behaviors are getting more and more challenging and increasing in numbers, so that's become challenging. We're not in the anomaly though, in that I think all districts are seeing that. A lot mentioned CPI training for all staff. So paras, certified staff, just behavior management training and how to handle students with either special education needs or behavior needs, and I think that was a great idea. Let's see. We'll get into this in the morale piece, but cross-building relationships was a piece that we could do better. The elementary is really good with more like clicking in middle school and high school, but we're not cross, like all school levels. Maybe a little bit more collaboration with K-12 wise. Curriculum wise, obviously I commended 95 and the interventions there. They thought maybe math could be the next one, and I think that's already in discussions, but a greater consistency for the math curriculum, K through 5. And then keep working, I mean, our district is really well taken care of, but maybe going into those details of the corners and the walls being washed down, things like that for the corners. I'm summarizing quickly as you go, Pastor. Morale in the building, a lot of positive comments around morale. Morale is generally well and positive amongst peers, and I kind of mentioned this already. It's just the middle school versus elementary versus high school that is seen a little bit, that could improve on. The student behaviors and that also impacts the morale, so the more challenging of students, the more our morale gets kind of run down a little bit. So the more we can stay on top of those student behaviors, I think the morale will stay up. Let's see, I'm going to go to the next question, number 4. What would make your workday easier and more effective? I think most often everybody just wants more time. We can't give more time, but that's what they want. I wish we could. It's just that I think collectively most think there's just a lot crammed in a day. Their schedules are just so tight. I mean, elementary, of course, is hitting so many things in the day, and each teacher has a set schedule of things they have to hit in a year and just tighten. I don't think there's anything on us that we have huge eye-opening suggestions. They want more time, more planning time, more collaboration time with their peers, more time with their students. But again, that's tricky too, because they also like their Fridays and that time that we give them for collaborating and doing that PD time too. So let's see. Of course, consistent enforcement of policies and student behaviors would help make their workday easier. A lot mentioned in the elementary was phones in the classroom instead of them using their cell phone. And so that's something maybe we can look into as an idea. Maybe it's costly, maybe it's not. Yeah, you're sure.
Because I was confused on that for a second. They don't mean like students having phones
Oh,
in the
sorry,
classroom.
thank you.
Because I was looking at that, I'm like, I don't remember that coming up.
Landline phone
Like,
in the classroom.
Yes, like
Yeah.
a way for teachers to communicate outside of their classroom other than their cell phones.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No, that's
I was
perfect.
looking at that thinking, I didn't remember that coming up, but.
People want it, they want it.
Yeah, because
Staff-
if they have a discipline issue, they can't really leave the classroom, and if they don't have their cell phone with or anything, they just want a way to communicate with some sort of admin.
Or to call home to a parent, they
Yeah,
don't
or-
use their
yeah.
personal phone, they wanna use a landline phone. That was, yeah, heavily suggested. And just a lot of staff commented how their load is heavy, and that's, you know, common amongst all the staff. That makes their workday a little bit harder. What supports or programs are making the biggest difference, we asked, and a lot commented on a few things. Counseling services, Mrs. Falk was heavily praised, and we love the services that she provides, and she does really great, and there's more pages about her in a minute. Our title services, Mrs. Holland, Mrs. Small's support has been overwhelmingly suggested. The paras that we have are very supportive. Special education services and the co-teaching, and I'm gonna go into more detail, so I'm not gonna do that at the moment. The rounding and the Friday planning were all mentioned as support programs. Emerging needs that we should be aware of, and this was kind of an area that I was hoping to learn more from as we, as a board, make decisions about the future. What are those emerging needs we should be thinking about, and learning that from the staff day to day was really helpful. And of course, we kind of mentioned this already, but that increased behavioral needs of our students, growing that special education and intervention needs that are growing, and how do we handle those? We're just seeing that happen. Large preschool numbers, which is an awesome problem to have, but they are bigger, and those levels are a lot harder to manage. And mental health and emotional regulations are also increasing, that we should, you know, kind of try to stay ahead of or in front of if we can. AI, technology, we've been talking about that for years. Yeah, so those are some things mentioned that we should keep on the forefront. What barriers make your workday harder? Student disciplining, lack of consistent consequences there, but we've talked about those. If we can follow the policies in the handbook, I think that'll get better. Lack of time, we talked about that. What would you like to see from the school board, from us? We had a lot of positive feedback that they enjoyed these interviews and these sessions. They thought that they had a voice, that they got to give their professional input on impacting our decisions as a board. They feel like they are trusted as professionals. Most common request though from the school board from us is that we need to continue to remember their professionals and treat them as such. That we also need to remember to follow the chain of command, so that if a community member or a parent comes to us about a situation, that we need to direct them to a person that's involved at the school. And try to let the school run on its own and not micromanage. That was what was suggested to the school board. And then the questions were pretty limited, not many had questions actually. I think the few that I had were about snow days. Why don't we build in snow days anymore? And why don't we have e-learning? And then how can we compensate our teachers more? That's a fair question. So there's some district-wide actions that I'm not gonna go into now, but what I want you to skip through is a couple pages, because I really want to highlight these areas in our district that really got commended so many times. So I'm gonna go recognition of the specific areas in the district, those pages. The special education, Hannah Swenson got heavily mentioned in all of the comments as being a great support person. Having a special education director has been a huge add, a great addition. They finally have someone to go to. She answers questions if she doesn't know, she goes and finds them. She's so collaborative and helpful. So I just wanted to say kudos to Mrs. Swenson on all the efforts she's done in her new role, and it's making a big difference. And that's that one page. And then the next page was positive comments about the co-teaching model I mentioned a little bit earlier. It's gone really well. Teachers appreciate having the support of each other, but also the special education services that are part of that. So that's been positive. paras, the support that they offer in the classroom was mentioned numerous times, that they're so helpful, crucial, that they are always willing to help, do extra whenever is needed. We have a lot of great paras that do really a lot of things. They help with our special small groups and reading and other math groups. There's even a few called out. Billy's great. Sharon knows how to finish sentences. Like all the paras got really positive feedback. So thanks to them as well. Oh, sorry, my header got at the bottom of this page. On to the next one, the counselor services. So Mrs. Folk I mentioned already. She was heavily mentioned in all the comments on how wonderful she is and supportive she is. She's building those relationships with the students and families, and she really is so helpful and impactful to our students that she's been really great to have here. The title program, so Mrs. Holland and Mr. Smaltz have been mentioned so many times too about offering the students their support. Coming into the room, I think Mr. Smaltz had some dedicated time in the classroom, more so this year than in the past, and that was really appreciated and really nice support there. And Mrs. Holland was mentioned by her supporting she took the initiative on the 95 intervention program, leading that, and she did really well. So a lot of comments on both of those two in the title program. And then ending it on school board feedback. The staff appreciated these comments. This is a little bit redundant here too, but having this feedback was helpful. Maybe the timing of these interviews were not so great. We could maybe not do them in May when the school's ending, maybe do them earlier in the year. But look, a reminder for us to continue to enforce the chain of command, and a lot of suggestion is us board members should be visible in the school, maybe spend a little bit more time in the school during the school hours and see kind of what happens on the day-to-day, helps us in the perspective. And that's it. So overall comments, those were summarized with all the staff, and so what I'd like us to do is determine kind of who wants to maybe make a little small team and go through some specific comments and action items and make further progress on this. Or is there any comments or questions from you guys?
Well, board members, what would we do if we wanted to go sit in the classroom? Could we? Or would that be pretty intimidating to a teacher? Or?
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably to some, maybe
I
not
don't
to
know what
others.
that looks like when they say they want to see a school board.
Maybe in the hallways, saying hi to the kids in the morning.
Volunteering at lunch, dude.
Sign up.
Yeah. Yeah, lunch duty. What did you say,
Sign up
Tom?
on the sub list.
Be a sub for a day.
Well, I mean, some of that stuff can
Yeah.
be done, but I mean, anyway, I just was
Yeah.
wondering what
Bus.
suggestions.
Grab
No,
bus?
No, that's volunteer work. I'm just serious about that. What would that look like? That would, I don't know
Yeah.
what I can do. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
without
know.
it like overstepping or.
Well, yeah, I don't, yeah. I'd love to sit in on Mrs. Krause's or Brian's CTE class. That'd be interesting to do. Anyway, but I don't want to intimidate him, and I don't.
Or maybe just think about that, Katie, Chad, see if you have suggestions.
Yeah, is it?
You could talk to them, I mean, if it's Brian or Katie and you explain that you just wanna see what's going on, if you just show up, they might get a
Yeah.
little
I
nervous,
know,
but
I
if you
know
talk to
that.
them and just explain you wanna see what's going on, I guess, yeah. If you really wanna learn about the school, go into the lunchroom, go into the halls,
See how kids behave in their.
you'll learn a lot.
Sure.
What am I gonna learn in the lunchroom?
All
Their-
the stuff.
Their behaviors.
Behaviors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they interact with each other,
Mhm.
what the teachers have to deal with.
Well, I know what
Yeah.
kids are, I mean, I
Yeah.
understand that, but I mean,
Mhm.
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
I'm not
say
super
ask
valuable
them and.
in the lunchroom.
Yeah. Well,
Just
I'll.
getting to know them to see, I mean, I know that Corey comes into the lunchroom a lot and I think it's great, but just having his presence and people know who he is and
Sure.
Corey.
Corey Board.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If I was in a uniform, make a difference.
Yeah, that is a different.
Anyway, I just wondered, I didn't know
Well,
what that looks like.
yeah, we'll move on and talk about just maybe who wants to break out and have a little kind of one-on-one session with the admin, and I can be one of those individuals, but just one of you want to join me. And maybe then I'll schedule time with the admin to go through some more detail. I'll take volunteer, or get back to me, I guess, I don't want to stay here forever. And then I'll reach out to you guys when we have that figured out.
You thinking of doing that this next month, like,
Yeah.
in the next few days?
Yeah, month, yeah, next month, yeah. And we still feedback to, I know the paras, or the non-certified staff want to meet with us as well, so we'll need to do that at the beginning of the year. But maybe take your guys' recommendations on when that would, should be, maybe I was thinking some Fridays. But maybe they already have plans on Fridays, cause they don't.
I know long enough ahead of time.
Well, that'd be easier probably, but to get your input on that too before we schedule. Otherwise, any other thoughts, comments on these? We learned a lot and met a lot of staff, like I met people I hadn't met yet, so. it was fun. Okay, we'll move on to Mr. Sherbeck's report.
My report is on page 74. Staffing, which Leah alluded to earlier, these are the positions that we have open right now. I do have good news. I did fill the high school science position. I hired Braden Simon as a long-term substitute in that position today. So he's got 1 year of college left. Katie and I met with him last week just to see what his comfort level was teaching science, and he seemed very comfortable. Lower level, he's already got relationships with a lot of the kids through coaching and those things, so I think he would be a good fit, and it's not gonna put a lot on Katie Hinker's plate, as well as Sarah Mayland and Alyssa Teganford, who had agreed to cover it if I was not able to get somebody.
Is he a high school, education degree, is that what he's getting?
Yeah, he's going into social science, but
Social science.
as long as he's going into the teaching aspect, when he gets done and would want to pursue or go into the science, he would just have to take a praxis test, a content knowledge exam. So there's some paperwork that I have to do on my end and run through the board for a long-term substitute, but I think he'll do a good job in there. Elementary, middle school sped, as I already talked about, we do not have any applicants for that. Vocal music, I do have an applicant we're interviewing on Wednesday morning. I do have applications for the kitchen. I'll be interviewing here hopefully maybe this week. I'm not here next week. Then the following, I do not have any custodian applications. And then I've got 3 or 4 para-professional applications as well. Middle school concessions, C-team volleyball, middle school golf, and esports are the extracurricular positions that I have open.
Mr. Gehring
No,
resigned?
he hasn't
from the sports?
resigned, but he said if there's somebody out there that would be willing to take it, he would get out.
Okay.
I had somebody, but I think he's probably gonna end up signing his contract and doing it anyways. So things will hopefully get tied up here by the 1st of August.
Can you run those esports, what else is there?
Yep, middle school golf, C-team volleyball, and middle school concessions.
If I take middle school concessions, I get all the popcorn I can.
Sure.
You'll be seeing.
Absolutely.
It's cheap. Done. Okay.
Gymnastics co-op update. I let you guys know a couple of weeks ago that Coach Wagey reached out to me, and she said the co-op option is no longer an option because none of the girls were interested in coming over. None of the Canby girls were coming over. So
she talks to those kids?
she talks to them, yeah. So she sees them at, I don't know if it's
The gym.
at the gym, yeah. So I will take that off unless I hear something in the meantime. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a done deal. Fairgrounds update, I know this has been ongoing for probably a year right now with them surveying it and figuring out who owns what, who's going to get what. You guys had a meeting with Todd Boyd out there, Danae and Joel and Ellen were all out there just to go through some surveying and square away things. The county will be taking, obviously, the fairgrounds itself. And the parking lots, they're gonna take care of all of the parking lots. The school will be taking the football field and the practice field, and then the city will be taking both of the baseball field and the softball field. So we're getting it divvied up, and we'll each have our own insurance on it, and
Just
Is
as a
that what they
parking lot.
decided? Because that was the contention, was to divide that parking lot, and we didn't want to take any more, as long as the county had it, so we didn't want any more liability, but the thing was,
you told me that there's gonna be a memorandum of understanding.
yeah, we paid for our portion to the city, and I don't know if that's still the case,
Go to the county.
To the
or
county.
to the county. for-
We were all
for
gonna
the-
share
our
the
share,
parking.
Roughly our share of insurance on that,
Mhm.
otherwise we're gonna pay full,
All pay full.
Which would make no sense, so.
Yeah, so.
My guess is when things get wrapped up, we'll have another meeting to finalize everything,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, there was a piece of land they were still looking into.
Yeah,
too,
it was really messy and it's been going on for a while.
But it's close,
Right,
it's close.
right. Just a facilities update for the summer. Right now, they've been working on asbestos removal in the 4 classrooms, the kindergarten and the first grade classrooms, and then the workroom in the elementary. I saw them packing up today. I'm not so sure if they left or if they're coming back tomorrow.
They are done.
They're done, so we will be doing some painting in there, and then the floor people are gonna come in and finish those rooms up. So hopefully that'll take place in the next couple of weeks. We're hoping before Clear Lake Days, because
That's next week, though.
it's the next, yeah, you're right, it's the next
That's
week.
coming Friday.
I'm way behind here, yeah.
and Nate knows all about that, so do I.
Yeah, and I talked to Diane today too, I should know that. So with that, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get everything out of the hallways, but,
Take a walking path.
yeah, hopefully they'll come in, and people are understanding, they know what it's like in the summertime.
Yeah.
Chad Weisner, put a new slab out in front of the elementary, he did that in June, he got there much earlier than he thought, he had a hole in his schedule, so they mobilized and did it in a couple days, so that's a nice piece of sidewalk we have out there now. That's about it, other than, it's just some routine things, painting, waxing floors, things are sharp. The gyms are all done with the waxing, so we're ready to roll. And then once those first and kindergarten classrooms are done, they'll do those hallways that they have the stuff in. August PD, we've got PD coming up here in August on the 11th and the 12th. I have an assembly, I shouldn't say that, I have a student assembly, but I also have a gentleman by the name of William Gruby who came here 2 years ago and did an AI introduction for all of our staff, and he's gonna do basically a follow-up to that, just to show the staff where AI has come, and then some more strategies to implement into their teaching as well. And then he's coming back, one of his co-partners is coming back on September 3rd, and they're doing a student assembly for grades 6 through 12 on how to use AI as a tool and not a crutch to cheat, those types of things to go through with our kids. So it is something that has absolutely taken off, and kids are using it, everybody's using it, so it's how.
It'll catch on, huh?
Yeah, so how you use it is gonna be paramount moving forward, especially for kids.
Got a question, what day is that gonna be, on the 12th or the 11th?
I don't know right offhand.
Did you get that off?
I think it's the 11th.
If we can come sit in on that.
Yeah, you certainly can. I'll find it before I'm done here. Survey results, if you want to take a look at your orange packet there. I'll be going through the open meetings law stuff in the annual report. Put the committees there. I printed you off 3 different handouts for the surveys, and I'm just going to explain how I composed the survey. So the survey was composed of 24 questions if you didn't take it. 24 questions, and it's divided into 4 different parts, which are the 4 pillars that we established when we did our strategic plan. So 5 of them are open, or not open-ended, but they're strongly agree, agreed, all the way down to strongly disagree, and then the 6th question for each of the 4 pillars is an open-ended question where I tried to spur to get some narrative. So 64 people responded to this. So your first one breaks down the percentages. Your second one here just shows a visual. It's just a bar graph if you need a visual. And then your last handout is a copy of all of the narrative or comments that we got for the open-ended questions. The principals have not been in since the last school board meeting. I haven't analyzed any of this data, but I will be putting this together and sharing it with the staff and just pointing out some things similar to what Danae did tonight. So, but I wanted to give this to you just to chew on if you wanted to take a look at it, and then I can sharpen it up a little bit before our next meeting and share as well.
Got a question, is 64 seem about the right number?
It's low to me.
It's lower than what we've had in the past.
I was wondering about that.
I'd like to say we had over 100 at one point, but then we had
We had 70-some last
70
year.
some or 80, yeah.
And have they ever been given this time of year?
Usually it's at the end of the year, not after the year like I
Yeah.
did, but that was kind of contingent on us doing our strategic planning work and,
I just wanted.
yeah, designing a survey around that. August 12th is the date of that, Joel. August 12th from 10 to noon. And all of you guys are more than welcome to come to that.
That way you were a school board member, you can be present. That's what I was just wondering.
There you go. Just some things that I've got coming up here. I've got my superintendent conference next Monday through Wednesday. Joint convention is the 6th and the 7th. I see early registration is due on Friday. Did you see that today?
No,
So
she
we
did
need,
not.
we need to,
No, I did not.
no, probably not.
Sorry.
So we're gonna need a show of hands.
I did not.
Really what?
Who's going to the convention as well,
Yeah.
the conference,
And that's on the 9th?
6th and 7th.
6th and
Like I
7th.
said, I didn't look at it, but is the
I looked
agenda
at it.
out yet?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know in the past I looked at, there was not even an agenda, so it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I haven't
To
looked
see
at
what's
it
there.
to even tell you what if it's good or bad,
Does
but
anybody know that they're gonna go right now?
I'll go Thursday. What are you guys, no? Tell her you wanna go to the conference? No, Joel?
I'm just going one day, I know that, I hate to only
Thursday.
go one day, but
Yeah.
most people that present on the next day always get kind of short of
Right.
people.
You want us to put you down?
Yeah.
for Thursday, yeah.
Are you going or you don't know yet?
We'll figure it
No.
out
So
tomorrow.
we're good now? Yeah, you guys got it? Yeah.
And then back to school, and then we're back in session on the 17th.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Coming.
Phew. Thank you, okay. Mrs. Hunt?
My board report is on 75. The only thing that I have on it is we have some students who are taking advantage of being able to do some credits over the summer using Ingenuity. Specifically, the students that are taking advantage of it are ones who did not have health or did not pass health as 8th graders who still need to do it, and so that way we're not trying to fit it into their schedule as high schoolers. We had a couple of students who have moved into the district after their 8th grade year too who need it, and so we're playing around with how we can use Ingenuity to make that happen, and it's been going well over the summer so far.
What if, is it an option if like students fail and we want to retake a class? Do they use that for that too? Could they?
We have used that in the past.
Yeah. And that's normally in the summer too, they do that too, probably?
Yeah, we prefer that they retake the actual class,
Sure.
but we have used it to help others.
So just summer credit recovery just on health, on middle school health.
this
is what
year.
it is.
the people right now are doing it for health, but it's through Ingenuity, so other options are available.
Okay.
Thank you. Mr.
I just had the handbook in there and then just listed the first practice dates for our fall activities. It's right around the corner.
Sure is. And get in your athletic forms, I suppose, for football. For the physical forms. Matt was in the other day, said hi to
Yep, Matt
him.
was in on Friday. We sat down most of the morning and start the transfer, I guess. So, it's gonna be a work in progress. Like I told him, I said, I'm here, I will help you along the way with questions, and it's not a job where you can just turn it over 100% and let them swim, because they'd be sinking instead of swimming. So, yeah, great guy. Yeah, here we go.
Miss Ellen?
Okay, so first thing I have is the budget, so if you had got these done about 5 minutes before the meeting, so I hope everything in there is the correct numbers. So you showed the second page, I actually number these, just the changes, really the biggest thing was the salaries and extra duty wages were finalized, so for expense wise, that was pretty much, most of the expenses was just that, because I don't think we tweaked a little bit in, I think, capital, but otherwise, it was pretty much the wage stuff, so we didn't really make a lot of changes to the budget. And then I received evaluations for the revenue, so the revenue numbers are in here too. So the next one's taxable valuations, and that just shows, so like last month, oops, last month I didn't have those numbers in there. So I just put those in what we had off the valuations. Go to the next page, general fund levies, that hasn't changed. That's what I had on there because we already had those. Next page, general fund expenditures. So I put the difference from when I presented this 2 months ago to this month. So like on the general fund expenditures, our expenditures went up $87,650. Like I said, the majority of that is, I think most of it was, it was salaries. Between all the salaries, because we didn't have really any of the salaries in when I did the one before. Yeah, yep, so I just, just made the changes or whatever, like the fund balance, or the budget includes, the fund balance actually went down because the revenue that, when that came in a little bit higher than what I had anticipated, because I was just using the valuations from last year. So that's recent revenue sources, so it just, and that's the change there. So taxes were the additional, came in there.
The last line is from.
What's that,
your
from was that fund balance?
519 to 4, that's just from the.
So yeah, so that is actually the same as up above there, because we were, with the original budget, we would be using, say, 519,000 from fund balance, but that actually reduced down because we had more revenue coming in.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yep. Capital outlay fund levies is the next page. That didn't change because that is the one that was already set, so that didn't change with the levies. Next page, the capital outlay expenditures. So we actually have more dollars going to the fund balance on that.
And that's because insurance increased, right, 10%?
Well,
Or no, that's only 5%.
let's see.
Capital outlay expenditures.
Expenditures increased 38,463. Part of it was insurance, because that was up more than what we had. Is it the food? No, this wouldn't be food at all, this is capital. I'm just trying, because I didn't think really anything went up that much, but now that I think about it, I'm gonna have to look at what else would have went up in capital outlay. No, the revenue shouldn't have.
Because the one.
On capital outlay expenses? They went up.
Yeah, expenditures went up,
Yeah.
so that just means we've added some more things to the list. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I mean, one was insurance.
Mhm.
We paid insurance
Oh,
out of it last
okay.
year.
What's that?
We already,
No, we
oh, the
didn't get out
insurance
of last year.
price was up.
Well, I had the
That's
insurance,
what we
okay,
did.
I know what it is. I had the insurance in the budget,
Yeah.
but it went up a little more, so that increased like $5,000. Okay, where the other part was the deficit in the food service and preschool, that went up. So with that deficit, dollars would come out of capital to go to general, and then from the general fund would go into, food service, yeah, food service and preschool.
We were right.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, by around about.
Anywhere on the way.
As always, we didn't have a lot, I mean, I think we added a couple little things in capital, but it wasn't, yeah, there wasn't really much that we added in there.
Just, it's about inflationary rate, you know, 3.8, 38,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Next one, the special education fund levies, is on there, and that didn't change. The revenue did, increase there. The expenditures, and that would have been pretty much like the salaries, I mean, with all the pairs and all the,
Sure.
and with the Hannah, there's a, nice increase there, so.
Sure.
I mean, both the revenue did, put down there, that did increase a little bit from $1,430,000 up to $1,472,000, so that increased a little bit more. So there wasn't really a lot of changes from the last one to this one, yeah. Food service, go to that, same thing there. And that's like salaries pretty much, because we did the hourly was 75 cents an hour,
Sure.
so that,
Mhm.
adds up there. Other enterprise, same thing, but that's where the, like there with the preschool deficit and the, food service deficit, that's what kind of made the differences in that capital outlay, because that's where those dollars ultimately come from, is from the capital outlay fund on there. And I had that on there before, under the other enterprise. Right now, we have 2 paraprofessionals, but I think depending when the kids come in,
They might go.
one of them might end up going just to sped or whatever because of,
Kindergarten. or
well,
JK.
yeah, or because of the what
Mhm.
students we have,
Right.
yeah. So,
Okay,
any
thank you.
questions, if there's any, yeah. So
Liz,
this year compared to, I think last year I had like tons of changes, but yeah, pretty much had everything. It was just the salaries was the biggest thing that we didn't, that wasn't finalized, so now that I, put those numbers and stuff in between.
So, yeah, 1.5% of general fund, 2.3% capital outlay. That's-
Yeah.
Yeah, not out of line. Mhm.
In we got 122,000 in pre-K, preschool, is that what you call it, preschool?
Well, we have preschool and we have JK, yeah, so if you're talking about it on,
Yeah, I
Yep,
mean,
yep.
the other enterprises is.
yeah, other enterprise is driver's ed and preschool,
Preschool.
yes.
So, I don't know, what was I gonna ask you? Oh, how many students we got in there?
Preschool is coming,
Okay.
30.
94.
Yeah, you told us last month
So
too.
I was just figuring some numbers in there
Yeah, I have a couple that are undecided yet
Mhm.
to date, but
Get kids in preschool.
30 plus, which is pretty good sized preschool rooms if you have 2 sections of 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that
You
little.
can just get one of those kids to stay out of sped, pays through preschool over the next number of years. You know what? There's some hope there, there's some hope there.
You have other things? in
Yeah,
there?
any other questions on that at all, or?
So why doesn't the government fund it? Why don't we just fund it because
All of it, you mean?
Yeah.
Good question.
I mean, we're paying for it, down
We
the
wish
road,
we
we're probably
did.
paying for it anyway, if you don't have it. so. We're better off funding it and getting it done. But is there a tuition to this, or are they gonna have tuition as well, or?
That's probably a decision here in a little bit. What we charge for preschool? in the next meeting.
And then, yeah, so, I'm gonna go to new business manager workshop, no, it's not next week, it's the week after, Jen. So we won't be going at the same time, July 21st through 23rd. This is like, I think, the third time I went, but I said, the last 2 years, like, I learned a lot of
You
stuff, so
took some
I'm gonna go,
more.
yeah. This will probably be the last year that I go, because I mean, I think it's kind of between, I don't know, 1 and 5 years or whatever is kind of what they recommend. But like I said, I picked up a lot of stuff last year, even going to that. Food service training, we go into August 3rd and 4th. I hope we have some staff hired, because it's a good training opportunity, so on the 4th, like, all the kitchen staff go, because there's so many hours required every year for training. And if we can get the hourly staff to go on the 4th, it's their training for the whole year, so then we don't have to try to find other training opportunities for them. So, and then Anita will go on the 3rd, so that's more for the kitchen manager and doing the food service app and that kind of stuff. So we'll go on that. And then, and I have on the chat headed to the ASBSD SASD conference or convention. So whoever wants to go to that. We work on the annual report and put that on there, and on food service app, so we get those things going to, we have to have those done before, yeah, so we do the free and reduced applications. I think I have a webinar coming up too on this, with the legislation now, that so we won't have reduced, people that qualify for reduced meals won't have a cost at all, so they're doing a thing, because we'll have to do different things in our system. Because we won't be able to charge them. Right now, we charge 40 cents for lunch and 30 cents for breakfast, so to figure out how to do that.
So
The
what do you
reimbursement
just
part.
transfer that bill to the column and then it goes off?
Well, I
You
think,
get
I think,
reimbursed, is that all
I think the
it works?
reimbursement part, my understanding is gonna be handled through, so right now, there's a system that ICANN system that I go into and put in, okay, this is how many free meals, this is how many reduced, how many full price for the reimbursement. So they'll use the numbers off of that
Okay.
to reimburse us. So besides what we get for federal reimbursement, the state will reimburse that 30 and 40 cents.
we'll
So when the
get full
kids come through,
reimbursement.
what's that?
We'll get full reimbursement.
Yes, because they won't, yeah, the 30 and 40 cents a meal will come from the state. The rest will come from the federal government. But like when the kids go through the line, then yeah, they won't have that charge on their account, that 30 or 40 cents.
Okay.
Okay. Good? Sure. Any questions for Ellen? Otherwise, Wade, you ready for the NESC report?
NESC met on June 15th at Watertown. Financial report. We had our business manager, and nothing changes there. Assistant director's report, reviewed change from Apex to courseware. Director's report, working on a new business manager transition. Reviewed the website, ADA requirements and future uses of the website. Some of the things that we had to do, get possible vendors to use in this process going forward. There wasn't a board of advisors report because it did not meet in May. We have also had multiple policy approvals. We discussed our comprehensive plan, very little changes there. Talked about the facility again, discussed possibly renting part of the storage area, the band room out. But decided against that due to the possibility of changing locations.
Okay. Okay. Well, next meeting, we have another one here after this. I already lost it. When's the next meeting? 10, thank you. I know we're in it down. August 10th, next meeting. Any other business? Otherwise, I'll take a motion to adjourn the regular meeting.
Make motion.
Second?
Second.
Leah, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So we're out at 7:29. All right. Now we go into the annual meeting. So that's on page 82 of your packet, if you're not there already. We did the budget hearing already. Are we?
So I
I've Passing the
Yep,
baton
all
now.
right. So I will call the meeting to order at 7:29 PM. We need to do Joel's oath of office. Mr. Brandt, you need to be sworn in.
Okay, swear at me. What do I gotta do?
What's
Just say I
that?
do.
You stand up and you, nope, I'm gonna say this and you read it back, and then you have to sign this.
You even got a haircut too, for this special
Your own
occasion.
You did it just for your own, right?
Uh-huh.
I did.
Yep, so you put your right hand up, I think we're supposed to do, there you go. I, Joel Brandt,
Oh, I don't brand.
of Deuel County, Deuel School District 1904, have been elected as board member
I've been elected school board member
of the above named school district
of the above named school district
in the above named county,
of the county,
South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the laws and constitution
that I will support the laws and constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of South Dakota, and to faithfully perform the duties of membership,
faithfully perform the duties of membership
and by filing a bond if required by law and having it approved.
by filing a bond required by law and having it approved. I
All right.
just read that.
I know you can, but whatever. So I'll have you, you wanna sign right there, and there's your certificate.
Oh, yeah, copy, thanks, Kayla.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, I got something more for my scrapbook.
For your scrapbook. Hang that on your wall.
Thank you.
Okay.
I don't, yeah, I don't remember either.
Is this something new?
What's that?
The certificate?
No, we have a certificate, everybody's had a certificate.
I don't remember either, but that doesn't matter.
I've never had one of these.
Apparently you never kept it before, Joel, right?
I don't think I've ever seen
Probably
it.
hanging on your wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
All right, so now we need to take nominations for the board chairperson for the fiscal '24 school year.
Will you repeat that? I don't think I heard.
Oh, sorry, we need to, I'll take nominations for the chairperson for the board for this upcoming school year.
If you
What's
want.
that, what'd you say? Waited, okay, yeah.
I'd second it if you do that.
Well, if we only have one nomination, then we just have to have a motion that nominations cease and a unanimous ballot be cast for
You
for
gotta
that
second
person.
the nomination.
No, you don't second the nomination. If you have more than one person, this is just nominations.
Finish the nominations and then you.
Then we gotta make a motion.
If you,
for what
yeah,
we said.
if we only have one nomination, then you make a motion that nominations cease and you cast a unanimous ballot for that person.
And then you need a second.
If we have, then you need a second for that. Yes.
Okay.
I make a motion nomination cease.
Okay. Is there a second to that?
Yes. Joel.
Joel, okay. All right. All in favor of nominating Danae?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Okay.
All right, and then we need to do, I guess you can take over now.
So you want me to start talking now?
So now you can take over.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not used to doing
Time
that part.
passing, I know. Okay, I'll take nominations for vice chair.
So who's vice chair?
Curly is Wade.
Yep.
You want that again? I'll make a motion that it's nominate Wade,
Anyway,
vice chair.
any other nominations?
So what do I supposed to, you're supposed to say you make a motion.
Make a motion.
First you make a nomination.
We gotta
Do
figure out
that.
who's
Then you make a
first.
motion.
So I
to
understand, but
cease the
some empty
nomination.
slides, you shouldn't say, I make a motion to
nominate.
nominate Wade, you would just say.
I
I nominate
Yeah,
Wade.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have more than one
Okay.
nomination, then you have to do a vote, but then you just,
Yeah.
then somebody makes a motion that nomination cease, and you cast a unanimous ballot for that person.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Whew, that's tricky. Next is to adopt the agenda. I assume there's no other changes on here?
No.
Anything that
I
you
don't
think?
think so.
Okay. Take a motion to adopt the agenda.
Make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Joel seconds.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. No public comments. Now we gotta go through the conflict of interest disclosures. Chad, you can go first.
Yep, my conflict of interest is my spouse has a teaching contract for the Deuel School District. She teaches second grade for the duration of 1 year. That is my conflict.
Do we do them all? Do we have to?
You can just do all of them and then all the others.
Okay, yeah. All right, I'll go next. My conflict of interest is, my husband is the electrician for the school and also coach, basketball coach. Volunteer this year. Do you have anything else?
That's good.
Mine's for my wife, she's the administrative assistant for 1 year.
Yeah, mine would be too. Okay, so now I'll take a motion for all three.
So moved, Wade.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Tony, you'll have to sign yours. Wade, you'll have to sign mine.
And you have to
And
sign
then I
it.
have to sign yours. Eventually, so don't leave. There's signing to do.
Yeah, I have this, audit thing too for you to sign.
So you
We have
guys,
to sign the
you
front
sign the
page.
top page and then I'll, thank you, sign the second page. Okay, now there's a lot of new business, so we'll get through the rest of them.
And this, so we just do one. At the end of all the,
Oh,
yeah,
good.
designations, we just do one at the end of all those.
Thank you, thanks,
Yeah.
yes, that's a good.
So we just have to go through each one and I'll take notes if anything changes or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And
So
then we
we're
can do-
going through all the
Yep.
list of things for the next fiscal year. And the first one is the DNB is our official depository. No need to change that, right? Official newspaper, Clear Lake Courier. Keep that the same. Authorized representative, so Mr. Schoenbeck, Title I coordinator, vocational education program, federal programs officer, and designated to call off school along with the board chairperson, but may appoint another staff member to act on his behalf in his absence. All right, Chad, you recommending any changes?
No. No, we've gone through all of this, so you can,
Just read it
unless you
on.
guys have it, yeah, Ellen and I have vetted this whole thing.
Okay. Ellen's authorized representative of official purchasing agent, food service program, South Dakota retirement system, unemployment insurance, workman's compensation program, property liability, vehicle health, life, and all other insurances, charged with the custody of the current assets of all school district funds. Surety bond set at 50,000. Is that a new thing? Yeah, no.
No,
Co-title I representative and state and federal grant programs. Mr. Ralph is co-title I representative and homeless liaison. Mrs. Hahn, title
Nine.
Nine.
The same thing when we were talking, it's like, okay.
Title I coordinator, I need to learn those better. Mrs. Swenson is the district special ed director and coordinator of 504 disabilities. Good there, moving on. Salary, meeting salaries and mileage for the board meetings and NESC meetings. So currently, regular meetings are $75 for each board member, the max is $166.
That's the state max.
State max.
That's the state, that's the maximum.
You can't do more, do
You
you
couldn't do
want?
more, you couldn't do more than that.
Do you want to change it or leave it? Did you have data on this, Chad?
What's that?
No, it's all over the place. I don't, the few schools I looked at, it's,
I don't know what's normal, honestly, so,
some are less, some are a little bit more.
yeah.
Should we go to $100? What
Don't-
That's your guys' call.
do you think?
yeah.
Leave it the same?
I don't know, like I say, I don't have a lot to compare to.
Yeah.
I think when we set this, it was about half of what the
Shoot.
You run
I'm finding
But-
I think it was maxed at 75 up until last year.
Oh, all was. So
Oh, really?
Last year they changed it.
the only other thing is why don't we put the special meeting at 75 also? And it's a meeting to meeting. Makes sense.
Maybe we can do
Totally up to you guys.
Makes sense? Sure. I just see that's kind of an oddball thing.
So change a special meeting to
75.
75?
Yeah.
We don't have that many, but meeting to
I think
meeting.
we've had one in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, during negotiations,
Since I've been on.
during negotiations, but,
Oh, yeah.
those, yeah, any of those
Yeah.
extra ones are considered a special meeting, it's not the regular one, so you have a couple during
That's
your
right.
meeting. Yeah.
Committee meetings, 40. We won't until next.
We brought it up, discussed it or something.
The committee meeting rate is $40. Leave that the same or increase it.
Sounds good.
Mileage, the state says that.
For the state, yeah, right now it's 70 cents.
Yep. Okay, appointments by chairperson, Chad provided us with a handout of who's currently on them. Finance committee, myself and Joel, I'm just gonna read them off. Policy, myself and Tony. Academic, Leah, Tony. NESC, Wade. City Board of Equalization for Clear Lake is Joel, and for Gary, it's Wade. Any changes that you wanna make to those? I'm okay leaving them as is unless you guys have thoughts. Unless Wade, you want out of NESC, I guess, which would be one too. That's a
Don't
big
ask
commitment.
that question.
I know. Sure. Unless somebody else is volunteering to take that from Wade. Maybe I should have done that way. Otherwise, any changes?
Thank this job. You get paid for that?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want to take their income.
Yeah.
I want to do negotiations.
No, really.
Any changes or leave the same?
I think we need to.
Leave the same, I'm good with that too. Unless you guys are.
Did you want to form a committee around this input, or is that, it kind of ties into strategic planning?
Or just do a one-off. I don't know if we need a committee or just do a little sub, sort of like we did the extra duties contract, just 2 people that did that. Maybe just do 2 people do this kind of special topic for now, if that's okay.
That's probably fine. Yeah.
So leave the same, we're good there. Authorize the business manager to receive interest into the fund in which it accrues, except in the trust and custodial fund to be received to the general fund and invest monies in certificate of deposit and or money market accounts. Am I going too fast? Okay. Membership renewals for 27 to the following, so we'll renew automatically to ASBSD, Lake Central Conference, Northeast Athletics Conference, Northeast Special Services Co-op, Middlesize School Lobby, South Dakota High School Athletics Association. Changes? No? Admission rates for activities. Currently, students, for a single game, it's $4. For double header, it's $4. Adults, it's $6 for single, $7 for double, and then seniors, it's $4 for single, $4 for double header. Do we need to change that, or can we?
I would say no, since we increased them last year.
Last year we increased them up to $1 to these amounts.
We will take your advice. Activity tickets, all dual students, grades 4 through 12, pay a mandatory student activity fee of $10. Max is $20 per family. This allows admission to all dual school sponsored home activities, but does not include postseason events sponsored by South Dakota High School Athletics Association and Activities Association event. And dual students in grades K through 3 will not be charged admission to these events if they're accompanied by a parent or guardian. And adults, there's also a 20 punch for $70. Do we need to change that?
Not a recommendation from us. Good.
I'm good with it if you guys are. renting of the bus, bus with driver, $2 per mile, and without driver, $1.50 per mile.
That's fine.
Leave the same? Okay. Good, same. Band instruments, $50.
What band instruments are under rental?
Good question.
No idea.
It's a little bit of everything.
I think there is, yeah.
Mostly the really big ones.
Bigger ones,
like
yes.
$2.
Right.
Okay.
Ones that would be, yeah, I mean, most people like smaller
Have
ones.
we always done that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm concerned about our band size and wondering if that has anything, if that's.
I don't think we have a lot of kids rented.
Okay. I know when Connor did percussion, we did.
Well, that's the next one, 'cause that's a $25
Oh,
fee,
okay.
is percussion.
Oh,
So
okay.
anybody that does percussion, yes.
Okay.
And that's what we've done in the past, is 25, but the bigger instruments are.
Okay,
50.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure that that wasn't a hindrance for anyone.
Yeah, so anybody that's percussion would have the 25, because they don't actually have an instrument yet.
Yeah. Okay, and then we'll leave those the same unless you guys tell us different. Laptop fee, $15 per student, max 30 per family. Good,
Yeah.
okay. Regular school board meetings, the second Monday of the month at 6. Do you guys want me to keep that? Good for you guys?
That's up
Sorry,
to
I
you
know.
guys.
Yeah.
Unless we go to Tuesday and skip Monday night football in the fall.
But then Tuesdays is every activity as a beginner.
I'm just kidding, I don't watch it. I just wanted to see Chad light up.
You can tape it. We just have to go faster those days. Staff meal and mileage reimbursement, it's kind of dictated by the state too, right?
Well, you can do more if you want, or do what you want to. These are the rates that the state pay.
Yeah.
So if we want to pay the same thing, or if you want to pay something different, you can change that.
You can't pay what the state pays. Yeah. So we can keep those and the mileage the same as well as the state dictates that.
Because this student state event, they don't dictate that. That
No,
was
true,
set
that's
by the-
us,
that was
$10
set
a
by the
meal,
school.
which that seems fine. Does it seem fine? Do students complain?
No.
Is that enough?
I would say if that's what the state's recommending, that's.
No, that's not a state.
That's
rate.
not
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry, this
what
is
we do.
this is the part.
The other one, so that, yeah,
Yeah,
like
you're right. Yep.
the meals for staff,
Yep.
those are the state. And then the school just sets the, and I think we just increased that. We increased that a couple years ago
Yeah,
or
we
something, I
did.
think.
I don't know what the going rate meal is these days, but $10.
I'll eat lunch for $10.
You can't, that's why the state, the breakfast, I mean, that one surprises me, $6, but whatever, that's what the
So
state.
this is like when we
that's the
send
state rate,
kids
so.
to like state oral and term.
Right, any of the, yep, any events that they go to, right, they go to oral interpreter, they go to state track, or go to whatever, it's like whatever meals they're gonna be at that event for, then we give them $10 a
You
meal.
pay a portion of it then.
What's that?
You just
Oh,
pay a
yeah.
portion.
Well, we don't pay when they're here.
We don't-
Like,
yeah.
That's the part I have a hard time
Yep.
with this, is we're paying breakfast, lunch, and dinner when staff go somewhere but not here. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
It's because they're
I
away
get
from
it,
their
I
home
get
travel
it,
for
but
work
yeah.
otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, like, staff don't eat here for, like, they pay to eat here, so they pay to eat here, but we pay them if they're not here.
It's because here they have a choice more so than they do elsewhere.
They can bring their own if they want, or they
Yeah.
can, yeah.
Yeah.
Where if
Yeah,
you
no,
don't-
I get it, and I know it's standard, and we do it all the time, it's just, like, it's just weird to me that we pay students $10 a meal to eat when they're at an event, but here we make them
If they
pay.
get reimbursed on that, that's your.
No, not for events, no, that's just an expense to us. Yeah. I mean, the only time we pay is a state event, we don't pay like when they go to every basketball game every
Yeah,
night or every.
no, I know, no, I understand,
It's just for a state event.
Because they're normally gone for a
Just
day
for
or
state
two.
events is all it is, even if they travel for, like, let's say, for example, track, Howard, when they go to Howard, we don't give the kids money, it's only when they go to a state event. Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
let it be.
So.
Yeah. Moving on, school attorneys, Ronnie Freeman and KSB Law.
Yep.
Substitute pay currently is $135 a day.
This is one thing I would suggest adding $5 to. I did look at some schools and they range from anywhere from 120 all the way up to Watertown. That's kind of an outlier. They're at 174, but the common I'd say is between 130 and 140. Both Waverly and Hamlin were at 140, that was last year, so for us to stay in that neck of the woods and be competitive with what we're paying minimum para wage, 140's pushing it, it's a little bit more than that, but keep in mind you're not getting insurance or self-care retirement, those types of things, so.
And they can choose.
Yeah, so that'd be my recommendation, to bump that to 140 and then leave the long-term sub at 175.
So is that what Breeden will be at? Breeden side?
Yeah. Yeah.
175.
They, I guess for the day subs, not the long term, but if they eat lunch here, what does that cost them?
$5.25, right now it's $5.25. This last year was, I don't have the stuff done yet, yeah, just say if there's a recommendation to increase that, but that's what they, and they would have to pay for their own lunch too.
I know some
Oh,
schools
okay.
that comp that for them.
Okay.
Why don't we just leave it at 135 and offer them free lunch?
If they don't eat here.
That's their choice.
I feel like the money and the daily wage is more important to them than offering them a meal. People have meal choices on their own all the time, so I'd rather do 140.
Well, my point, well, I guess, yeah, I'm not, it's not probably a huge amount either way. Chad just said even at 140, we're slightly under, so my thought was is,
140.
and then offer a meal.
Oh, and, I thought you
They
were.
should, no, either way, whatever, it's just, say, I know some schools.
I'd be fine with that. Tracking wise, Ellen, is that a pain or no? I'm not saying that to be a big either, but.
Would you even
No,
have
I
to
think-
worry about tracking it?
Yeah, you would track it, because like because there's certain, I mean, like, Chad, myself, the principals, we get free meals if we want them. And so we do it, plus like whoever is overseeing the kids in the lunchroom too get what they call kitchen lunch. And so we have a thing for that, so it doesn't charge them, right, but it's still, we still track that, so we track how many that we would have, so they would just go under that same kitchen lunch or whatever, if there's something.
Just the daily one.
I might start selling that.
For free
Yeah,
lunch?
yeah, then you
You
get free
want
lunch.
school lunch?
Sub and do
Easy, we offer free
concessions,
food.
and you will never have to buy groceries again.
Free food.
Free food's a motivator for Joel.
Well, that'd be a deal breaker, but I didn't get it.
Oh, I've seen it happen.
So 140, good?
Yeah.
And lunch?
Yeah.
Okay. And
I
leave
just want to ask a question, then, is that going to be for
just the daily.
just the
stuff.
daily or the long term?
I guess I suggested the day.
Just the daily, okay.
That's the one we're having trouble getting people for, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then the meal rates are here now, but you do work to key it in and figure it out later?
Right, I plan on having that done, but it didn't happen over the last few days, so anyway, I will, and that's where we're at right now, and once I do this, the food service tool that we have to do, I mean, because they actually tell us if we have to
So
increase
I'd recommend just leaving it the way it is for now.
for now, and then if we need to change, yeah, because like the adult lunch, I haven't heard the amount, but I mean, the state tells us what the minimum we have to charge for that, and
And the max or just the minimum?
they just should do the minimum there.
So last year we were under the minimum, so then we.
Well, we were, yeah,
on
we
a
were.
couple.
Yeah, well, and we had to, because when I do that tool, like for the à la carte stuff, that's where they more or less say, no, you have to charge at least this much, because we had to increase those last year.
Oh, yeah.
I think we increased like the lunch prices, like maybe 10 cents or whatever, but we did have to increase some of the other charges. Yep.
So you will do that and.
I will do it, and I will have that ready for the next, meeting of where we're at, or if we do have to make changes, right?
Adopt the following.
Okay, so there's where we need
Well, that's where we
to,
stop.
yep, I think we need to do the motion after all those.
Okay. Sure.
And then do the remainder of them.
Got it.
So move.
Joel seconds.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And now each one of these we will motion.
Yeah, each one of these will be separate.
Get it? Okay. Adopt the following resolution, whereas the monthly payment of the bills does at times prevent Deuel School District from taking discounts, and whereas it also discourages suppliers of fuel and their products for quoting or bidding on school purchases because the cost to them of paying bills before payment would be received from the school. Therefore, let it hereby be resolved that the school board of the Deuel School District hereby approves and authorizes the business manager of the school to pay such bills early without prior board approval when the business manager considers it to be the best interest of the school district, dated this 13th day of July 2026. Take a motion.
Sounds good.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion to approve the non-certified handbook, do we have?
Yep, it's in here.
copies?
I'm gonna point out 2 changes that were made.
It's in the packet.
It's in fact.
On page 93, it's behind all of this.
Thank you.
On page 93, we talked about this, I don't remember when we talked about it, but being non-certified for their unused sick leave at $80 a day. And then I just put this in, this is what we're dealing with when people retire. They have to put it into a special pay plan through South Dakota Retirement if the amount is over $600. So people know that up front, that it has to go in there, and then you can't access it till you're 59 and a half. So, just an FYI, so they know they're gonna retire.
That's a South Dakota retirement rule.
Yes, exactly. And then the next one is on page 95. This is the excessive absence leave, which I took out the penalty, and same as the negotiated agreement. So those are the 2 changes.
Okay, question? Take a motion?
Is that Tony?
Tony, Wade. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, the online school board policy manual. What do we think of that?
That's just our policy manual that we have to approve
Okay.
every
It's
year, so,
online, the
Yep,
policy manual's online.
And the ones we've made changes, we've already
yeah.
approved.
Yep.
So, we take a motion for that?
I make a motion to approve
All right.
what we've already approved.
Joel seconds.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Now we need to review the open meetings law that's required.
I've got a pamphlet in there, and I went through this last year. I'm just gonna highlight a couple of things for you. I don't know if you're gonna be able to follow along. I'll try to go left and right. I got some things highlighted in here that I went through.
Oh, look at all your.
Went through last year. Who does it apply to? It applies to public bodies, including cities, counties, school boards, and other public bodies created by ordinance or resolution. Obviously, that includes us. Is a public comment period required? Yes, but we can control the time for each topic, which you are aware. This should all be, you guys are all aware of all of these things. Can the public meeting be recorded? Yes. Thank you, Caleb, for recording tonight. What is the proper procedure for executive session? You have to say pursuant and then list out the codified law for executive session and explain the reason going into executive session, which we do a good job of too. The discussion in executive session must be strictly limited to the announced subject. No official votes may be taken on any matter during executive session. On to your next page here. New items cannot be added after the agenda has been adopted by the governing body, which we are all well aware. Our email discussion meetings for purposes of the open meetings law. Yes, teleconference includes the exchange of information via the internet or any other electronic medium. So you guys are well aware, and it's when I tell everybody when they get on the board that all communication is one way. So if I send something, we can't have a dialogue. No replying to all. Last few things here, I'm on page 6. Political subdivisions, public notice of political subdivisions. Each political subdivision shall provide public notice. That means that we have to put this 24 hours in advance and on our website, if we have a website, obviously, that we do. And then on page 7, it outlines the 6 main items that you can go into executive session for, which all of you have, and you have this in your possession. So that is in a very abbreviated version of the open meetings laws.
In tiny print. Okay,
That's
yeah,
how it-
that's good.
Thank you.
So we just do that, we don't have to motion or anything, right?
Nope.
No, we just have to, we just have to have it in the minutes that we
We do that.
reviewed it, yes.
Okay, now the next we will motion, authorize the business manager to publish the following list of employees and their salaries. The salaries are listed on page 85. So authorize, I'll take a motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Oh, look at that. Any other business? No? I will take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.